Good morning to everyone and welcome to another update on the market. For today, I decided to cover USD versus Japanese yen. We'll speak about the gold market, crude oil, and Bitcoin versus US dollar. I will start with the USD versus Japanese yen first. This is the hourly time frame that we're watching here, and we have the strong resistance that market developed in the last, I will say, 24 hours, and that resistance is set at 145.66 level. You can see that this morning market did try to trade higher, but we had the rejection of this resistance. So another thing that I found is that there was a breakout of the rising trend lines and the upside channel, which is another good confirmation for potential further downside scenario to develop. The swing low is set at 145.11. That can be the first downside objective based on the bearish scenario, and the secondary objective can be at 144.77. The alternative scenario for the upside, for example, will be if the market can trade above 145.673 and then hold above, which can make higher prices and potential for. I will need to go to the daily frame here just to find the next important pivot level. So we have the levels. I will say around 146.60 mark. So for the upside, 146.60 mark can be in the play if this bull scenario or alternate scenario will start to unfold. So based on the price action and structure, the bear scenario downside objective is 145.11, 144.78. Upside scenarios, if we see a rally and hold above the resistance, then 146.60 might be in play. For the gold market, we really have like a prolonged downside channel, or more like almost at some point like wedging, but overall it's like a downside channeling mode. And as long as the market is trading inside of this downside channel, market is going slowly and steady to the downside. We left the buying tail yesterday at this point, so we'll see if this area can be the key area, like key support zone. There is a chance, of course, for the lower prices in the downside scenario to develop a potential retest of the 1893. But from this point, I suggest a consolidation around. The upside scenario can be interesting if the market can break the previous swing high at 1911, and if market can break and hold above, so that can be a very nice scenario for the upside moment to develop towards 1916, 1920, or even 1930 mark. Speaking of the crude oil, it's kind of still trading in the developed range. So this is still range environment from my perspective. And this whole leg, downside leg, it's not looking that promising for further downside continuation. But since the supply is in control at this point, we'll need to respect that. And we have this channeling mode that is going on. So from this point, if we see the breakout of the low, let's say of the 80.40, is maybe a sign for the further lower prices towards the 80 mark or even 78.95. From the other side, if we can break this swing high and hold at 81.23, so there is a chance for retest of that, and maybe even for higher prices towards 81.75. And speaking of the Bitcoin versus US dollar, what we have here is still gigantic consolidation that we have in the last 10 days or so, with a extreme high around 30,230 mark and extreme low at 28,450 mark. So as long as we're trading in this range, it's there's no bigger potential for the bigger rewards. So we're in the middle of the range. So I would like to see the breakout and hold to confirm further direction. If we can break the 30,200 mark and hold above, this can open the door for 31,500 mark to be on the test. And if we can break the low, and this extreme low of this balance, so it's 28,500 mark, this can open the door for the lower prices and then should test the 27,000 mark or even 25,500 mark. That will be all for this update, guys. I hope that you did enjoy. Trade safe and speak to you from tomorrow morning.